Magandang araw po at magandang gabi sa mga nakakapanood sa gabi at sa lahat po ng naabot ng video nito. Welcome po dito sa AMBO Avoy Mix Video. Ngayon may video po tayo na mula kay dito no, kay Grand Line Media. Sigurado nga may matututunan po tayo dito. Ito yung tungkol sa mga bansak sumakop sa Pilipinas. So wag na natin patagalin, i-play na natin ang video at bigyan natin ito ng ating komento at reaction.
The Philippines, a beautiful archipelago of over 7,000 islands, has always been a land of rich culture, trade, and resilience. But its prime location in the Pacific also made it a target. Wait, target of what? Well, you know, the target of colonization. For centuries, powerful nations have set their sights on the Philippines, invading, colonizing, and fighting for control over its lands and people. Some came with swords and muskets, others with guns and warships. And through it all, the Filipino people resisted, fought back, and endured. Today, we're diving deep into history, tracing every nation that invaded the Philippines, from the earliest foreign arrivals to the great wars that shaped the country.
So yan po yung mga bansa na sumakop sa Pilipinas, no? Japan, America, Spain, at pati yung United Kingdom o Great Britain o yung UK, you know? So kung mapapansin niyo, mga world power po yan, no? Nga naman mapapala nila sa Pilipinas. Sige, tingnan natin dito.
So, welcome to Grand Line Media. Before European explorers even knew the Philippines existed, the islands were already connected to the outside world. Trade routes stretched across Asia, bringing merchants and influences from powerful kingdoms. Yes, ancient people in the Philippines already knew how to trade way back
Yung
before.
nakikita niyo pong linya na yan po yung kalakalan, ano, na umiral sa Pilipinas noong pang mga panahon noon.
Country become the target of invaders? Well, let's find out. As early as the 9th century, Chinese merchants arrived, bringing silk, ceramics, and weapons in exchange for gold, pearls, and spices. While they weren't invaders, their influence helped shape early Filipino trade and craftsmanship. But wait a minute, so China was a friend. Anyway, in the 14th...
Kung mapapansin nyo, di ba, yung kanina, yung mga linya papunta sa China, hindi yun sinasakop, hindi tayo sinasakop ng China noon. Trade po yun, no? Kung saan nakikipagkalakalan tayo sa China noong mga panahon noon.
Hundreds, the Bruneian Empire extended its reach into Mindanao, spreading Islam, new forms of governance, and architecture. The Sultanate of Sulu thrived, controlling trade routes and expanding its rule over nearby islands. But then came the Europeans, and everything changed. And here are the changes I'm talking about. The first European fleet to arrive was led by Ferdinand Magellan in 1521. He wasn't here to admire the scenery. He was claiming the islands for Spain. Well,
Parang baligtad, ano, yung hindi naman doon dumaan si ano, yun yung pabalik na sila. Yung dapat nung Magellan, hindi dyan sa ano na yan, dapat doon sa kabila, Atlantic Ocean. Tapos tumawid ng Pacific, tapos pumunta ng ano. Pero itong sa video niya, mukha pong baligtad, no? Okay. Siguro hindi yung pinapoint out niya. Pinapoint out niya, sinakop tayo ng Spain. Pati yung sa Sulu, no? Yung Sultanate of Sulu, parang may mali doon, no? Ang Pilipinas kasi ay bahagi niya yun, eh. Sultanate of Sulu na yun. Tapos bahagi niya yung Sabah yun, eh. Sabah yung sinasabi niya. So, may mga correction dapat dito. Hindi tayo sinakop ng mga taga-Sulu, no? Although talagang Pilipinas yun, no? Tapos, yung bahagi ng Sabah, bahagi ng Pilipinas yun. Noon. Tuloy natin ang video.
actually, Magellan's mission was not about full colonization, but to find a new route to the Spice Islands. But everything changed when he found out the Philippines. By the way, the Spanish Empire was really strong at the time and trying their best to conquer the world, and the Philippines became their prey. But he underestimated the local warriors. Lapu-Lapu, the chieftain of Mactan, led his men against the Spaniards, and Magellan was killed in battle. Spain learned from this mistake and returned later, not with just a few ships, but with an entire military expedition. Unlike Magellan, Legazpi played the long game, combining military force and alliances to slowly take over the islands. By 1571, Manila became Spain's capital in the east, and for the next 3 centuries, the Philippines remained under Spanish rule. Spain introduced Catholicism.
So nag-iba ng strategiya yung mga Spain, no? Colonization at alliance yung ang ginawa nito ni Miguel Lopez de Legazpi compared dun kay Magellan, by force, no? Although naging alliance din siya ng ibang mga Pilipino noon, pero hindi niya nakuha lahat at nanalo po ang Pilipinas laban kay Magellan.
Anyway, new laws and a colonial government were also introduced by Spain in the country. Churches, forts, and schools were built. But while Spain ruled, Filipinos never stopped resisting. Throughout the 300 years, rebellions erupted, led by figures like Diego Salang, Gabriela Salang, and Andres Bonifacio. But Spain crushed them until the Philippine Revolution of 1896. Spanish, American, and Japanese were not actually the only ones. The Dutch and British also tried. During the early 1600s, the Dutch East India Company.
So yun, no? Nasakop tayo ng Spain sa loob ng mahabang panahon, or 300 or to 400 years ago. Ganon kahaba yung panahon. Pero hindi pumayag ang Pilipinas, no? Although hindi lang kasi tayo nagkakaisa noon, pero naganap pa rin yung pagkakaisa. At yun, natalo natin sila sa isang tigmaan dito sa Pilipinas.
Was expanding its influence in Asia. At the time, Spain controlled the Philippines, and the Dutch, Spain's rivals, wanted to take it. The Dutch launched a series of naval attacks on Manila, trying to weaken Spanish control. However, they were defeated in the battles of La Naval de Manila by Filipino-Spanish forces. Many believe this victory was a miracle, strengthening devotion to the Virgin.
So doon magkakampi na yung Pilipinas at saka Spain, no? Kasi from 1500, so ito 1600 to nung pumunta yung mga Dutch. At natalo natin sila sa gera. Nag-ano rin itong mga Dutch o Dutch. Nag-try din silang sakupin ng Pilipinas pero natalo sila.
Region of La Naval. While the Dutch successfully took control of some trading routes in the region, they never managed to conquer the Philippines. In 1762, during the 7 Years' War, Britain and Spain were at war. Seeing an opportunity, the British attacked Manila with a fleet of ships and over 6,000 troops, including Indian sepoys, soldiers from British-controlled India. The British captured Fort Santiago, looted the city, and took control.
Even yung British, nag-attempt silang sakupin ng Pilipinas. Pero, hindi sila nagtagumpay. Tuloy ang resist ng Pilipino. So, ganyan po ang Pilipinas. Sabi nga, never. Ito yung mga bansang imposibleng masakop.
But here's the twist. The rest of the Philippines did not fall under British rule. Outside Manila, Spanish and Filipino forces continued resisting. This was called the Fall of Manila. They faced revolts from Filipino and Spanish forces. Key figures like Simon de Anda led a resistance movement in Pampanga and nearby provinces. By 1764, the war between Britain and Spain ended, and as part of the treaty, the British agreed to leave the Philippines. Here's the hero. Another colony that also wanted to win the prize, the Philippines. By 1898, Spain was losing its grip. The Philippine Revolution was in full swing, and Spain was also caught in a war with the United States. Here's where...
So ito na po yung tinatawag na 1898, yung talagang napaalis na natin yung mga nagwagi yung mga Pilipino at meron na tayong sariling gobyerno dito. Ang akala ng Amerika, nasa ilalim pa tayo ng Spain. So may gera na ng Amerika at Spain. Pero pagdating nila rito, si Aguinaldo na yung kanilang nakaharap at may sarili na tayong gobyerno. Wala na yung Spain. Kaya doon nangyari yung parang Treaty of Paris. Parang sinasabi nila na sumuko sila sa Amerika at ayaw nilang maisulat sa libro na natalo sila ng mga Pilipinas. Parang kahihiyan yun sa Spain. So yun.
things take a turn for the worse. After Spain's defeat, they sold the Philippines to the U.S. for $20 million through the Treaty of Paris. Filipinos had no say in this deal.
Ayan po yung tinatawag na Treaty of Paris.
1898, but now the U.S. refused to recognize it. Led by Emilio Aguinaldo, Filipinos fought hard for their freedom. But after years of brutal warfare, including massacres, torture, and scorched earth tactics, the U.S. defeated Filipino forces. Under American rule, the English language was introduced. Now you know again why the majority of
Ito na po yung nasakop na tayo ng Pilipinas. Pero alam niyo ba, ang gerang to tumagal halos ng 14 years. At ito po yung kauna-unahang gera ng Amerika na ganun katagal, no? At tinatawag ito na endless war. First endless war ng Amerika. Ito yon sa Pilipinas, ano? At talagang nahirapan sila sa mga guerrilla tactic, no? Kaya ginagawa nila massacre, no? Minamassacre nila yung buo kasi hindi nila alam kung sino yung kalaban na nila. At yon, naging history yun sa Amerika. Sa lahat ng mga sundalo nila, pinag-aaralan nila ngayon yun. At yung experience nila sa gera dito, hindi nila yon makakalimutan.
Introduced. Now you know again why the majority of Filipinos know how to speak the dollar language. Anyway, the U.S. built roads, schools, and hospitals. But despite these developments, Filipino nationalism only grew stronger. I mean, who doesn't want to be free? Now, here's the Otaku with Samurai. On December 8th, 1941, just hours after attacking Pearl Harbor, Japan invaded the Philippines. The U.S. and Filipino forces, led by General
Japan naman ngayon, ano? Ang dandami talaga, ano?
By General Douglas MacArthur, tried to hold them back, but in 1942, Manila fell. Tens of thousands of Filipino and American prisoners were forced to march over 100 kilometers under extreme conditions. Many died from exhaustion, hunger, and execution. It was called the legendary Bataan Death March.
Noong una, nagiging kakampi rin natin yung mga sumakop sa atin. Temporary. Dito, sinakop tayo ng Amerika. Tapos, naging kakampi natin yung Amerika laban sa Japan. Ano? At sinakop din tayo ng Spain noon. Tapos, naging kakampi rin natin yung Spain laban doon sa Britain. Ano? At alam ko, naging kakampi rin natin yung Spain laban doon sa isang Chinese invader. Merong istorya nun eh. Natalo rin natin yon. Kasi gusto niya sakupin yung Luzon nun. Tuloy natin.
Under extreme conditions. Many died from exhaustion, hunger, and execution. It was called the legendary Bataan Death March. Life under Japanese rule was brutal. Torture, forced labor, and mass killings became common. Which is pretty hard to believe when you look at lovely Japan now, right? Anyway, Filipinos never stopped fighting back then. Guerrilla resistance groups launched ambushes and sabotaged Japanese forces, proving that the spirit of defiance could not be crushed. In 1944, the tide turned. The Battle of Leyte Gulf, the largest naval battle in history, marked the beginning of Japan's defeat. By 1945, Manila was liberated, but at a heavy cost. The city was left in ruins, and over 100,000 civilians died. Now, many...
So, tinulungan tayo ng US dito, kaya pinalaya tayo. No? Pinigma nila itong Japanese Empire noon. Tanong ko lang, kung wala itong Japanese kaya, makaresist din tayo sa mga Hapon na ito. Siguro, maaaring matagalan tayo, pero tingin ko lang, makakaresist siguro din tayo. Kagaya nung nangyari dito sa Spain, no? Inabot ng hundreds of years bago nakaresist ang Pilipinas at nakalaya. Tuloy natin.
Believe Japan was the last foreign ruler of the Philippines, but that's not entirely true. While Japan was the last invader who occupied the country during World War II, the Philippines was still officially a U.S. colony until July 4th, 1946. So, in reality, the last colonizer was the United States, while the last invader was Japan. Anyway, it won't change.
Okay, the last colonizer, sabi niya, United States, at last invader, Japan. Tama po yun. Hanggang ngayon po ay colonize po tayo ng Amerika. At ganun pa man, binibigyan nila tayo ng sariling kalayaan. Pinagkaloob yun ng Amerika, kaya yun ang maganda dito at tumutulong sila sa atin sa mga oras ng kagamitan, kagaya ngayon, mayroong banta, tumutulong po sila.
change the fact that none of these countries truly wanted to help the country. Their invasion was fueled by one purpose, which is to dominate. And today, China is aggressively trying to take some territories in the Philippines, specifically the West Philippine Sea. And
So, eto yung nagbabanta bago, China, no? Tinalo na natin to ilang beses eh. May yung pumunta dito sa Luzon na para mga Chinese na mandaragat. Natalo natin yan. Tapos sa Battle of Yultong, natalo din natin sila. Etong pangatlo, huwag naman sana, no? Ayaw natin ng gera. Hopefully, hindi sila magtagumpay. Kasi sila itong nananakop eh.
perhaps has plans to take some lands of this nation. Well, that's another video that we will discuss in the future. Now, why did the Philippines become a target for colonization and invaders? Well, we already made a video about it. But to answer this question, the Philippines and other countries in Southeast Asia are rich in natural resources that are perfect for colony supplies, and they have a strategic locations perfect for global trades. Not to mention, these countries, including the Philippines, were weak against the empires, so obviously they were easy to invade. But what about today? Could bigger countries invade the
Sabi nila, easy to invade. Ano? Yun yung description niya. So, ginagalang natin yan. At totoo naman kasi wala tayong masyadong armas dito. Kasi hindi naman tayo mananakop. Pero kung tayo ay mananakop, may armas tayo. Pero I think parang hindi easy to invade. Ano? Lahat po kasi ng mga nanakop dito, nahirapan po sila. Hindi basta-basta. Sabi ko nga, Amerika, nahirapan sila dito. No? Ito yung pinaka first endless war nila na inabot ng halos 14 years. No, Amerika po yun. At yung Spain, kung dahas at dahas ang pag-uusapan, hindi po sila mananalo dito. Kaya ginawa ni Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, nakipagkasundo siya. Dinaan niya sa relihiyon at sa pakikipagkalakalan hanggang unti-unti nilang nakuha ang Pilipinas. No? Pero kung gagayahin niya yung taktika ni Magellan, ay hindi sila mananalo kahit na makapangyarihan bansa pa ang Spain. So, yung Britain naman, o yung Great Britain o yung UK, United Kingdom, tingin ko, hindi nila kayang magtagumpay dito. No? Kung sakali man wala yung Spain at pumunta sila rito, hindi rin sila magtatagumpay kasi unang-una, yung klase ng lupa, klima, panahon, hindi nila sa ulo eh. No? Kung mag-aastig-astigan sila at gagayahin nila sa Magellan, mababaon sila ng buhay dito ng time na yun. Ano? So, yun po ang aking comment. Kayo po, kung malaya po kayong mag-comment dyan sa ating comment box, huwag nyo lang pong kakalimutan na huwag po tayong magkaroon ng mga hate speech na personal attack dahil meron po tayong nagbabantay na community guidelines. Hanggang dito na lang po. Ito po ang Awi Mix Videos. Maraming salamat po.